Football fans, welcome to Archbold High School and to the Archbold Blue Streak Stadium as we are getting ready to get started in the 2018 high school varsity football season. It's week number 1 as the Hicksville Aces have made the long drive up here to Fulton County to be hosted in week number 1 by their nemesis, the Archbold Blue Streaks. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. Chris Warner is here with me tonight in Archbold, running the camera. Chris, one of our newer additions to the HIX-TV volunteer contingent. We want to thank him for taking time out on his Friday night to be here, running the camera for us this evening. And we're looking forward to bringing you not only some terrific football action tonight, but another great season, hopefully, here for the Hicksville Aces. Again, traditionally, with the GMC, the first 3 games of each season are non-conference affairs, and the Archbold Blue Streaks have, over the last 7-8 years, become pretty much the traditional openers for the Aces. Overall, the Blue Streaks, I believe, have the edge. Let me see here. Of course, these two teams played actually beginning back in the 1950s, and they took a break and then pick it up. And overall, 18-4-1 in favor of the Blue Streaks. And of course, in the last couple of years, I think it's 7-1 or something like that. But be that as it may, it's always a great game, and the Aces usually put a pretty respectable showing together for their matchups with the Blue Streaks. So we're looking for more of the same tonight. We do want to say thank you to several people. First off, Alan Gladio and all of the staff here at Archbold High School in the athletic department. We have an awesome setup here in the press box, and we appreciate the space, and they always make us feel very welcome. We're here every other year for the game, and this year no exception, so our thanks to them. Also, to our HIX-TV football broadcast underwriters for the 2018 season. Those are, of course, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. And also joining us this year, the Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, celebrating 65 years of serving the Hicksville community. And you can check them out online at cmhosp.com. www.cmhosp.com. I want to thank them both for underwriting our coverage for the year. The Aces are going to receive the kickoff. The toss was won by the Blue Streaks. They deferred, so they will be kicking off to the Aces to start the first half. So the Aces will be on offense to get things started here tonight. Quarterback most likely this evening is going to be Jake Miller, the junior. And we're going to invite you to sit back and relax. And we're going to get things started here from Blue Streak Stadium. Glad to have you with us as the season is underway. Caught on a hop with Parker Thiel. Thiel gets across the 25-yard line out to about the 27. That's where he's taken down. And that's where the Aces will set up shop as we are underway. Of course, we had some coverage a couple weeks ago from the scrimmage game at Hicksville against the Bryan Golden Bears. Tonight it is for real. And again, we're hoping to be able to bring you all 10 of the regular season games here on HIX-TV weather and scheduling permitting. And again, we're glad to have you with us. Aces, as always, working out of the shotgun. Again, Lucas Smith, the head coach. Quick hitter. Caught by Comiso. Comiso out across the 30-yard line. And Comiso picks up a handful and gets him out to the 31-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 5. Nice night for football, a little overcast. I guess there is a chance we might see some rain sprinkles, but no big storms or anything in the forecast. Again, Miller tosses it back to Thiel. Thiel working his way through traffic. He's out close to first down yardage, but I think he's going to be brought down just a little bit short. That'll bring up 3rd down and probably about a yard, as Thiel is brought down exactly on the 35-yard line. So a very manageable 3rd down for the Aces. Miller breaks huddle. 2 wide receivers out on either side. Now he puts Comiso in motion, and the whistle blows and the flags fly, and it's going to back him up 5 yards, as there was movement before the snap. So the false start will back the Aces up 5. Taken back to the 30-yard line, and their 3rd and 1 will become a 3rd and 6. So that was kind of a bugaboo in the scrimmage game as well. Delayed handoff, and Brickell is not going to go anywhere. Handoff to Zach Brickell, and Zach tried to slant forward, and he was dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 4th and 6, and that'll bring out the punting squad for the first time tonight for the Aces. 10-11 to go here in the first quarter. Punt in the air, comes down, takes a nice hop. It's snatched out of the air by Gomez, Noah Gomez. Gomez out across midfield, and Noah takes it across to the Aces' 47-yard line, where he is brought down.
Will be 1st and 10 for the Blue Streaks. Ball resting at the Hicksville 47-yard line. 1st down.
So 1st and 10 Archbold at the Aces' 47-yard line. Good field position to start off their first offensive drive. Their quarterback is a sophomore, Brandon Taylor. He wears number 10. Taylor also going to work out of the shotgun. Quick handoff. And Gomez, nothing doing there. Pretty much dropped for no gain. So that'll make it 2nd and, well, they're saying 2nd and 9, but really his forward progress might have been 6 inches or so. So I'm going to say 2nd and 10. They've changed it on the scoreboard too. I like it when I'm right. Taylor. Isaiah Gomez goes out wide. Taylor rolling out. He's in trouble, and he's going to get dropped. Taken down by Parker Thiel. Thiel decks him throws him down back at the 42-yard line. A huge loss. So with 8:53 in the clock running, the Blue Streaks now find themselves with a 3rd and 21. After the great defensive play by Parker Thiel. Look for Taylor to go back to the air here. We've got Noah Gomez. Split back beside him. And the Blue Streaks decide they want to talk about it, so they're going to call timeout and huddle up. So they're going to burn a timeout early here. Again, just 8:26 still to go in the first quarter. And facing a 3rd and 21, the Streaks want to talk about it. Aces looking good defensively. Again, what a great play by Parker Thiel for that huge loss as he gets his first quarterback sack of the year. Aces home opener is coming up next week on Friday to close out the month of August. They will be at home hosting the Crestview Knights. So we invite you to come on out to Aces Field and join us for the home opener. Then they got a couple of road games. Aces are on the road a lot in the first half of the season. I think they're at Eden, and then I think they play at Ayersville. So again, we're going to be putting some miles on the old automobile here early on in the season. Coming out of the timeout, again a 3rd and 21 for the Streaks. Brandon Miller working out of the shotgun. Drops back, looks downfield. Miller trying to find somebody. He's hit from behind. The ball, they're going to say that was a forward pass. They're going to say his arm was moving forward when the ball left him. Not a fumble, but that's going to be up 4th and 21 from their own 42-yard line. So we're going to get our first look at the punting unit for the Archbold Blue Streaks. Grimm goes back. Tony Grime gets his leg into it. Comes down, goes through the hands of Comiso, but it's scooped up by Thiel. So Mason Comiso owes Parker Thiel, I don't know, needs to buy him a soda next time they go out to eat or something like that, because he saved a potential disaster there. The ball goes through Comiso's hands, but again, Thiel right there to scoop it up. Brought down early because of the mistake, so the ball only sitting at the 24-yard line. So a lot of real estate between the Aces and the goal line. But they'll come back out and get ready for their second offensive stanza. 8:11 to go here, first quarter, against week number 1 high school football here on HIX-TV. Snap to Jake Miller. He tosses it to Comiso. Comiso gets around the corner and finally gets trotted out of bounds at about the 31-yard line on the far side of the field. I'm saying Reyes was the one that got him to step out of bounds. But he picks up about 6.5 yards. We're going to say it's second and about 3. Miller with the snap. Jake tosses it over. It's caught by Comiso. Comiso gets brought down from behind. Should be a first down. The ball popped loose, but it was ruled as a fumble caused by the ground, and the ground can't cause a fumble. So the Aces retain possession, and they pick up their first down of the evening on offense as they advance the ball to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Hicksville. Quick inside handoff, not much there, maybe a yard or two. There's Brickle with the carry, he gets a couple. Man in motion. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and not much at all there. There'll be no gain. He might have even lost, yeah, they're going to say that he actually lost a couple of yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 11. So 3rd and long now for the Aces. Ball in the air, and just a poor throw. Intended receiver was Langham. Langham tried to cut back towards the ball, was not able to do it. There was an Archbold player between him and the football. And again, Miller just didn't get a good handle on the ball, didn't have a lot on it. So that'll bring up 4th down, and the punting squad back out. Langham gets it away, And it bounces off of Gomez. He scoops it up. Does a little razzle-dazzle move. Evades one, evades two. They finally get him and bring him down at about the 43-yard line. He's got some quick feet. Looked like they had him back pretty close to the point of contact with the ball around the 30-yard line, but he sidestepped a couple of aces and got out to about the 42. They're going to officially put the ball at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10, Archbold. Brandon Taylor, Noah Gomez, the split back beside him. He puts Isaiah Gomez in motion, hands off to Noah Gomez. Gomez across the 45-yard line, brought down at the 46. Closing in on the halfway point of our first quarter. Been a quick moving quarter. One timeout used early by the Archbold Blue Streaks. Aside from that, not a lot of stoppage of play, not a lot of penalties called. Streaks will break huddle. Taylor. Handoff again. Gomez. Flag flies in the backfield. Gomez is knocked out of bounds right at about midfield, but we'll see the flag flew from behind the offensive line of scrimmage in the area where quite often it's holding. We'll wait and see. We'll see what the referees spot. And they're going to say illegal block, chop block. So that'll be against Archbold, and that'll back them up. So they'll walk off 15 for the chop block, and that puts the Streaks all the way back at their own 31-yard line. And again, they find themselves way back. And facing a 2nd down and 22 now. This time they weren't brought down in the backfield by the Aces. Stiff penalty puts him back. Taylor rolling out. He's in trouble. He's going to get caught again in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for another big loss inside the 20, down close to about the 18-yard line. So Brandon Taylor not having a lot of luck when he's been forced to scramble. The Aces have been able to catch him a couple of times and drop him for a couple of big losses, and this is going to bring up 3rd and 35. Taylor goes over and consults with the coaching staff on the sideline. He'll take the play back into the huddle. Streaks will break. Taylor, quick handoff to Gomez, and Gomez gets it towards the center of the field, I guess, for the punting unit. That's about all he accomplishes. Might have gotten a yard or so. Out to the 19-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 34, and Grimm will come back out for the 2nd time tonight to punt. Thiel is back deep. They're going to bring Comiso up a little bit. Grimm gets his foot into it. Nice bounce, and Thiel's not going to go after it. Archbold will put the ball down at about the 35-yard line. So a nice punt from Grimm. And the Aces will take over on offense on their own 35-yard line, which is about the best field position they have had so far this evening to start a drive. 3:48 to go here in quarter number 1 at Blue Streak Stadium as we get the 2018 high school football season underway here on Hicksville Community Television. Aces set. Miller, nice toss. Langham makes the grab, and Lang gets some first down yardage out to the 47-yard line. So the Aces getting into the hurry-up mode a little bit here. Another handoff, and Brickell will get out close to midfield. I think they're going to say he's down at about the 49-yard line. Make it 2nd and 8. Brickell gets a couple for the Aces.
On the play, it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Aces. The ball is at the 49-yard line. 2nd down.
Miller sets his offense. Takes a snap. Pitches it out. Brickell, and he's going to be taken down at the 44-yard line, but a flag is thrown. So we'll wait and see. There are a lot of people involved in a bit of a scrum there, so see if somebody, they're going to wave it off. The official probably thought he saw maybe somebody getting a hold of a face mask or something like that, but nothing there. So 3rd and 12 now. I think it was 3rd and 13 at the 44-yard line. So the Aces now with a 3rd and long after the loss. Miller laterals it out, and another flag is thrown. 1st down yardage, but we'll see if it stands up. Gomez got him at about the 41-yard line of the Archbold Blue Streaks. But again, a flag on the play thrown from the Aces backfield. And that's going to be a hold against the Aces. That'll back up the Hicksville squad 10 from the spot of the foul. So they'll get another crack at 3rd down, but they're going to have to pick up a bunch more yards to convert as they move them way back. And it looks like 3rd and about 23. We haven't seen a lot of long 3rd downs in the game here tonight so far. 2:31 to go in the opening quarter, and the Aces find themselves in a hole, looking down to 3rd and 23. Jake Miller with the snap, pitches it out. Brickell makes a nice move, cuts upfield, and he gets some of it back and gets out across the 40-yard line to about the 41. Won't be enough, not even close to a 1st down. That'll bring up 4th and 16 for the Aces. And we'll see Langham coming back out to handle the punting chores. And again, Noah Gomez will drop back deep for the Streaks. High kick, and it takes a Archbold bounce. The Aces quickly down it at the 36-yard line. So minute 49 left in our opening quarter, and Archbold will get the ball back at their own 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Blue Streaks. Visiting side stand starting to fill up a little bit. It's a bit of a long, not too bad, about 45-minute drive from Hicksville out here to Archbold. So good to see more of the faithful starting to trickle in here on this Friday night. High snap, boom. And he's lucky he did not lose the football. Brandon Taylor, a high snap. It went off his hands, popped up into the air. He caught it, and he took a shot right at that moment. And a lot of times you'll see the ball will go any which way when that happens. But give him credit. He hung on to the pigskin. Taylor takes a loss of a yard, makes it 2nd and, or about 6 yards, 2nd and 16 from the 30. But he doesn't lose possession. Closing in on the 1-minute mark here in our opening quarter. Brandon Taylor, quarterback in the Blue Streaks. 2nd and 16. Dropping back to pass again. This time he manages to get it away. And it's just off the fingertips of his intended receiver. That's number 3, Antonio Cruz. And Cruz just had it graze his fingertips. Incomplete. So he's got the long run back to the line of scrimmage. 55 seconds left in the opening quarter, and it'll be 3rd and 16 now for Archbold.
3rd and 16 for Blue Streaks from their own 30-yard line, 3rd down.
Aces shuffling around, get their defense lined up. Another kind of a hard snap, but he gets his hands on it, gets it to Noah Gomez, and Gomez gets dropped back at the 28, 29-yard line. So that'll be another 4th and very long for Archbold. And it'll be Tony Grimm coming out to punt the ball away one more time with 31 seconds and the clock running. Both Camaso and Thiel will drop back for the Aces.
Also back is Mason Camaso.
Grimm gets his foot into it. It's a high parabola, and it's scooped up by Camaso. Camaso tried to hand it, I guess he did hand it off to Thiel, but it didn't fool the Blue Streaks, and they took him down right at that point at about the 29-yard line.
First and 10 for the Aces.
So 11 seconds. It should be enough time for the Aces to maybe get one play off here before we close out our first quarter. It'll be Aces ball, 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Here comes Hicksville. Put a man in motion. Miller takes the snap. He's going to hang on to it himself. Jake Miller goes forward for maybe a couple. He'll get out to about the 31-yard line, and that will be the end of our first quarter. So we've played the first 12 minutes tonight here at Archbold Stadium, and after one, no score between the Aces and the Archbold Blue Streaks. And when we come back into action for the second quarter, it'll be Aces ball, 2nd and 8 at their own 31-yard line. And while we've got some time here between quarters, we can say some thank yous to our football broadcast underwriters here on Hicksville Community Television. We want to thank them both so very much because, again, both of our underwriters are not only covering football but all Aces sports coverage on Hicksville Community Television for the 2018-19 school year. Of course, we want to say a huge thank you once again this year to the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford in Hicksville, Ohio, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, whether you want one that's brand spanking new or pre-owned, be it car, truck, van, or SUV, stop by. Check out the great selection they have at the lots at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, or again, the entire inventory online at jimschmidtauto.com. And also, big thank you to the Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, Ohio, celebrating 65 years of excellent service to the Hicksville community. Hoping you'll join them in the celebration. And again, proud to be a part of the Hicksville community and proud to support the Aces broadcasts here on Hicksville Community Television, the Community Memorial Hospital of Hicksville, Ohio. Let's get ready to get our second quarter underway. Aces ball. Miller takes a snap, pitches it back to Camaso. Camaso trying to get around the corner. He does, but not for much. He'll get some forward progress. He might have got a yard. They're going to make it 3rd and 7 now, so credit Mason Camaso with a yard on the carry. Brings up another 3rd and long. Although I got to admit 3rd and 7 is a lot better sounding than like 3rd and 23 or 3rd and 36. And we've had a few times earlier this evening. Jake Miller working out of the shotgun. Again, man in motion. Turns around, hands to Camaso. Nothing doing there. I don't know if that was what they meant to do. I think that they were going to try to get the ball to Parker Thiel. And Miller got spun around, got the ball to Camaso, but by then the Streaks had figured out what was going on and they were waiting for him. They drop him at the 30-yard line, bring up a 4th and 9, and Langham comes out to punt once again for the Aces. Still no score here, again 10:50 to go, second quarter. High, short kick. Comes down, takes an Aces bounce, rolls down the field, and the Aces will touch the ball and kill it at about the 34-yard line. And that's where Archbold will set up shop. So the Aces switch back over to defense. And the Streaks will see if they can get something going this time around. Again, 10:38 before halftime. Brandon Taylor hands it off to Gomez. Gomez makes a good run from scrimmage. Not quite first down yardage, but it looks like he might have got him about 9. So Gomez with a solid run picks up 9 yards and makes it 2nd and 1 for Archbold. Taylor gets the call from the sideline, takes it out to the huddle. Brandon Taylor. Handoff again to Gomez. Gomez first down yardage and some more. Gomez finds a nice hole and manages to cut through and carries the ball out to the 40-yard line of the Aces. They'll move the chains as Archbold picks up the first down. Gomez is going to come out here. After a bit of a breather after a couple of long runs. Taylor. And we've got a flag thrown. And we're going to have an official consultation. They'll huddle up. And they're going to pick up the flag. And it'll be timeout. Okay, I'm guessing that they just about ran out of time on the play clock. Somebody called the timeout at the last second. And as they were doing that, one of the officials threw the flag for delay of game. But they decided, nope, they got the call in for the timeout in time. So they'll pick up the flag. So that's the second timeout used by the Blue Streaks here in this first half. They'll only have one remaining. The Aces still have their full complement of 3. 9:36 to go here in the first half of action, and we still have a scoreless tie between the Streaks and the Aces here in Archbold this evening. The lights are on, and it's just a great night for high school football. Very comfortable. So we've got a great vantage point. Terrific setup here in the Archbold press box. And according to Chris, got some pretty darn good pizza down there at the concession stand. So first and 10, Blue Streaks. Ball at their Aces 40-yard line. Brandon Taylor puts a man in motion. High snap, but he handles it, hands it off. That's Zach Roca, who's the carrier, and he will get to about the 33-yard line. So 2nd and 3 now for the Blue Streaks. This time it's a quarterback keeper, and Brandon Taylor shoots down to about the 20-yard line for another first down for the Streaks. So the offense for the Archbold Blue Streaks has kicked into gear here on this series, and they've been able to move the ball down the field without too much difficulty on the Aces here in this particular stanza. Looks like Gomez back into the game now for Archbold. 1st and 10 from the Aces 20-yard line. Pitch out to Gomez. Gomez cuts upfield, and he'll be brought down at about the 16-yard line, a pickup of about 4. So 16 yards away from pay dirt for the Archbold Blue Streaks. Clock running, 8 minutes to go here before halftime. Taylor Gets the snap, hands it to Gomez. Gomez finds a crease once again and manages to squirt forward into the red zone for sure, 9-yard line. And that might bring up first and goal. It does. So Noah Gomez picks up the first down, breaks the plane, gets into the 9 yards away. So the Streaks with the first real scoring opportunity for either team here tonight. And they'll blow this one dead. And that'll be a procedure called against Archbold. That'll back them up 5, so it'll be first and goal now from the 14-yard line. Taylor runs in from the sideline with the play. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Streaks break huddle, gets set. Brandon Taylor takes the snap, hands it off to Gomez. Gomez close to the 10-yard line. They're going to say his knee touched at the 11, so it'll be second and goal from the 11-yard line. Streaks break huddle. Here we go. Second and goal from the 11-yard line for Archbold. And a flag thrown from the backfield. And that's going to be a false start. And they'll back them up 5 more. So their second and goal from the 11 is going to become second and goal from the 16. So they run a play and gain some yards. Commit a foul, back up. Run a play, gain some yards, commit a foul, get back up. Second and goal now from the 16-yard line. Rolling out, looking downfield, he's in trouble. He gets it away, he just throws it away. He heard the footsteps behind him and just unloaded rather than take the sack. So that'll bring up third and goal from the 16-yard line now for the Blue Streaks. As Taylor's had some problems with the Aces defense every now and then when he's dropped back and rolled out trying to throw the ball downfield. So Archbold now with a third and goal. Clock stops in the incomplete pass with 6:02 left to go in the half. Still a scoreless tie here tonight. Taylor takes the snap, drops back, he's in trouble again, gets the ball away. He's got a man open in the end zone. And incomplete. They're going to say that he stepped on the back line. So they made the grab at the back of the end zone, but goes out of bounds. So that'll bring up fourth and goal. And Devin Whitty is going to come out to attempt the field goal. It'll be about a 33-yarder from this distance. Ball is down. Kick is up. And no good. So the Aces, faced with a first and goal on the 9-yard line, hold the Streaks out of the end zone and deny them the field goal. So 5:47 left in our half, and it remains a scoreless tie, and the Aces are going to get the ball back. on their own 20-yard line. And we'll see if they can get anything going with their offense this time around. Jake Miller, quick hit. Quick snap, and I meant a quick throw, not a quick hit, but a quick throw towards Parker Thiel, but just out of Parker's reach. I'll make it 2nd and 10.
Also another score to pass on to you at the end of one. Holgate 8, Stryker 0.
Miller takes the snap, pitches it back. Comiso turns around the corner and gets knocked out of bounds. Gets across the 25-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. I think it's going to be at about the 26. Bring up a 3rd and about 4. So Comiso picks him up about 6 on the carry.
26-yard line, 3rd down.
Clock stops with the ball out of bounds.
Jacob Miller, the ball carrier.
And Miller's going to hang on to it himself, and he's going to get out close to the 30 to the 29-yard line, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 1. 5:20 left to go in the half, and it's too deep in Ace's territory to try to punch one out with a 4th and 1. And the Blue Streaks, they're scrambling all over the place. They're going to take a timeout. That'll be the last timeout for Archbold in this half, as I guess there was some confusion as to whether the Aces were really going to try to pump the ball or if they were maybe going to run a trick play. Or, like I said, there was personnel running on and off the field all over the place on the Archbold side, and finally the coach just calls the timeout. So with 5:03 left to go before halftime, Archbold out of timeouts for this first half. Of course, the Aces still have their full complement if they need them. Halftime, of course, Aces Pride Marching Band made the trip along with the team here to Archbold. And, of course, the Archbold Blue Streaks Marching Band performing for us at the half. Look forward to that. So Langham drops back to punt. Ball is up in the air. It comes down, and it's caught by Cruz. That's a live ball, and it's still a live ball. And I think Cruz finally jumped on it. Antonio Cruz was the man back deep. It goes, hit him on the shoulder pad, and then he gets hit by one of the Aces. It bounced loose, and then it was a scramble for the ball because it became a live ball. It was up for grabs as soon as he made contact with it. And in the end, I think it was Cruz that managed to dive on it himself, but not until he moved it back several more yards. So Archbold will get the ball back 1st and 10, but now back on their own 22-yard line. 4:52 left in the half. And the Aces are going to take a timeout. And I think that was a personnel issue. I think that they wanted somebody on the field who was not there, and they were just worried that they might get dinged for having extra man on the field, or they didn't have the right personnel. So Hicksville will take their first timeout of the evening and of the half. They'll have 2 remaining. And again, 4:52, scoreless tie here at Blue Streak Stadium. Really, really nice facility up here in Archbold, Ohio. Always a pleasure to come here to do a football game. Again, they have an excellent press box facility, and they treat us right, and we appreciate all they do for us. Aces will break huddle now after the timeout. And get ready to get back on defense here. We'll get ready to get back in action. Taylor. Pass completes to, I think it was Zimmerman that made the grab. Elijah Zimmerman, number 32. Picks up about 6. Make it 2nd and 4. So a 2nd and 4 for Archbold at their own 28-yard line. Another high snap, hands it off to Noah Gomez. Gomez goes nowhere. Gomez is brought down at about the 26-yard line. Loss of 2 to make it 3rd and 6.
Also 2 on the play. It will be 3rd and 6 for the Blue Streaks.
Clock continues to roll. We just go under 4 minutes left in the half.
3rd down.
Brandon Taylor again going over to the sideline to get the play from the coach. He'll take it out to the huddle. Streaks will break huddle, and with 4, 3, 2, 1, he called a timeout, and he can't do that because he doesn't have any timeouts left. They ran out of time, and that's going to back him up for delay of game.
Delay of game is the call against the Blue Streaks.
They got down. Taylor looked up and saw the play clock go into 0 and went to call a timeout. Forgot that they didn't have any timeouts left. So that'll be -5, and that'll make it 3rd and 10. He's going to have to hustle a little more if he runs over to the sideline to get the play. Taylor gets the snap, drops back, gets the ball in the air. He had all sorts of people in his face, and he throws a wounded duck that really doesn't go towards anybody. Flag on the play, though, so we'll see what the official determination is. That's going to be a hold against the Blue Streaks, but that penalty is going to be declined by Hicksville, which will bring up 4th down. 4th and 10 from the 22-yard line, and that should bring Tony Grimm out to punt the football once again. And the Aces looking to get the football back, probably with a little over 3 minutes left in the half and maybe some decent field position. Comiso and Thiel are back at their own 41-yard line. Going to be a short kick. Going to take an Aces bounce. And it's going to be downed by the Blue Streaks at their own, looks like about the 43-yard line. So the Aces going to have some decent field position here. 3 minutes and 19 seconds to work with. 2 timeouts remaining for Hicksville. And it'll again be 1st and 10 from the Blue Streaks 42-yard line. So, Jake Miller and company back out onto the field. I'm sure the Aces would love being able to go into the halftime locker room ahead on the scoreboard. Miller hands it off. Comiso, a nice hole for Mason Comiso. Comiso powers ahead inside the 25-yard line down to near the 23. So a nice hole that Mason Comiso was able to shoot through. And that takes it down to the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 Hicksville. Miller. Again's going to hand it to Comiso. Comiso's going to keep those legs churning. He doesn't get much. He might have picked up a yard. And 2nd and 9.
One on the play of the 2nd and 9 for the Aces.
2.5 minutes to go. Miller takes the snap. Jake rolling out, puts the ball in the air. It's caught. Turnbull makes the grab at the 15-yard line. And they're going to actually say he stepped out of bounds at the 14-yard line. 2:20 left in the game. The Aces in the red zone now for the first time tonight. And Hicksville, if they can punch one in before the intermission. Miller in the shotgun. Comiso split back beside him. 3 wide receivers out on the near side. Comiso gets the handoff. Comiso down to about the 11-yard line.
Matthew Gladio and on the tackle also there with Casey Schaffner. That'll be another first down.
And that'll give the Aces a first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for Hicksville with 2:10 left in the half. Clock running. Aces are going to get set. And timeout Hicksville. It's, I guess, a good timeout. I know they kind of lost a little bit of they had their momentum going, but rather than mess things up, because again, this is a tough Blue Streaks team, and better safe than sorry. So Coach Smith, seeing the confusion, calls the timeout, and they're going to huddle up here and figure out just what they want to do. Get everybody on the same page here. Minute 53 to go here in the first half. Week number 1 of the high school football campaign. It's non-conference tonight. Again, Archbold throwing out the welcome mat for the Aces. Scoreless tie here so far. Aces in the red zone. They got a first down at the 11-yard line. Looking to see if they can punch one in before we get to halftime. Jake Miller gets everybody set. Hard snap, takes the snap, drops back, ball in the air. Parker Thiel overthrown. Parker Thiel was overthrown. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because he would have been out of the back of the end zone. So that'll make it 2nd and 10. Good idea, but just a little too much on the throw, as it was out of Thiel's reach. So we'll set again, 2nd and 10. The Aces can pick up a first down at the 1-yard line. Hand off to Comiso. Comiso battles to maybe the 10-yard line. And a flag thrown. And it looks like it's going to be against the Aces. Yep, it'll be a hold against Hicksville, so I'll back them up 10. So that'll make it 2nd down and 20. They'll back them out to the 21-yard line, which may not be a bad thing. It may give the Aces a little more room to work with. 2nd and 20. Comiso split back. Jake Miller. Ball in the air, caught by Thiel. Thiel gets some daylight. Thiel into the end zone, touchdown. Parker Thiel, 21-yard catch and run into the end zone, and the Aces. And the Aces score first and go up 6-0. We'll get ready to see if they can complete the extra point. Delagrange going to try to kick the extra point here, number 20. Ball's down. Delagrange kick is up, and it's good. So Delagrange splits the uprights, and the Aces go up 7-0 with a minute 34 left in the first half here at Archbold Field. Aces draw first blood. And we'll see if they can hold the Blue Streaks here for the last minute and 34 seconds of the half. We should be in good shape. We're hopefully going to be able to, we should be able to finish out the half before we need to switch tapes in the camera. So that'll be good. We can wrap things up, switch tapes, be able to bring you the halftime entertainment. And it'd be nice to have the Aces in the clubhouse, back to the locker room with the lead here at halftime. Streaks break huddle, and they'll get ready to receive the kickoff from Hicksville. Tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. Travian Tunis is going to be doing the kickoff here. Tunis wearing number 70 tonight. And he squibs it, and it is grabbed, and they down it at the 40, looks like the 47-yard line. So the onside kick does not dig in and kick up in the air and give the Aces a chance. It didn't travel the, it did go the mandated 10 yards. But again, it was up high enough that it was grabbed by one of the Streaks players who just fell on the ground. So good field position for Archbold as they will take over on offense. 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line with 1:33 left in the half. No timeouts for Archbold. Remember that as well. Brandon Taylor laterals it out to Noah Gomez. Gomez, nice spin move. And he gets across midfield, and he'll be brought down at about the Aces 47-yard line inbounds, so the clock continues to run. So he picks up about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Blue Streaks. And again, the only way Archbold can stop the clock is to go out of bounds or to have an incomplete pass. High snap. Taylor hangs on to it. Taylor runs forward. He'll get the first down and be brought down at about the 41-yard line. Clock continues to roll. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line for the Streaks. Taylor drops back. He's airing it out. He's got a man open. And it's caught at about the 15-yard line. I think they're going to say at the 16. 1st and 10 for Archbold. 45 seconds. They'll stop the clock long enough to get things set, and then they start it back up again. Under 40 seconds now. Taylor takes a snap, dropping back to pass again, throws it out. And that's caught by Grimm. Grimm is brought down at about the 15-yard line. And he stays in bounds, so the clock continues to run, and we're down to under 20 seconds now. 2nd and 9. They'll spike the ball. That'll make it 3rd and 9. So Brendan Taylor burns it down. So he can go over and talk to the coach on the sideline. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the 15-yard line with 15 seconds left. If they don't pick up a first down, and he spikes the ball, they'll turn it over to the Aces. So if he forgets and spikes the ball to stop the clock, he'll turn it over. 3rd and 9. Taylor drops back, looks downfield, throws it over, and he turned the wrong direction. He was wanting to hit Noah Gomez. Gomez turned left, the ball went right. Actually, I think Gomez turned right and the ball went left, but either way, went in the wrong direction. Incomplete pass, so they will stop the clock. 11 seconds. It'll be 4th and 9, and they're going to try the field goal. Whitty is going to come out and attempt about a 32-yarder here. Snap, ball down, and they got a piece of it. So the Aces get a piece of the ball and spiral it out of the field of play. And so with 6 seconds left, Hicksville's going to get the ball back. And in all likelihood, they're just going to take a knee and go into the halftime locker room leading 7-0. So here we go. They'll put the ball at the 12-yard line. Like I said, I would expect that the Aces are just going to take a knee here. The Streaks can't stop the clock, and that's exactly what they do. And the last couple of seconds will tick off, and that's halftime. So we've played the first 24 minutes here at Blue Streak Stadium tonight, and at halftime it's the Hicksville Aces leading the homestanding Archbold Blue Streaks 7-0, our halftime score. Chris and I are going to take a break. We're going to have halftime entertainment coming your way from the Aces Pride and the Blue Streak Marching Bands. And, of course, I will be back, and we'll have all the exciting second half play-by-play coming your way. So stay tuned right here on HIX-TV.